think it is.
Gather round, folks, it's the terror to light. Mindy's live read under Sunday night light. Mystical text spread out in a scene. Like and subscribe, get your future screened. Shuffling the cards, destiny in hand. Aussie style groove, living on the land. Free readings, minds free from stress. Tapping into vibes, blessed with finesse. Mindy on the mic, crystal ball in sight. Tarot cards flipping, truths out at night. Fortune laid bare every Sunday light.
Yeah, that's better because I can see the string coming in up there. Is my audio on?
Just give me a second, I'll get there. Now, is audio coming through this? Your audio is off.
Alright, I'll check. Oh, stop, most. Why did you jump up here right then?
Continent.
Okay, it says we're live. Where do I find my live though? Oh, where's my live?
Click that.
Where's my live?
No music.
I am.
I had it the other day. Like ghosts.
That makes it really echoey.
join the ride. Future's waiting, don't you hide. Like and subscribe or you don't want to fall. Catch the vibes, it's a tarot call. Every Sunday we'll be living it right. Mystic moments in the moonlight. Join the what's your sign, what's your tune? Secrets whispered under the moon. Sunday's the time, don't make us wait. Mindy's live, don't hesitate. News told through tarot light. Mystic secrets revealed tonight. Click that button, join the ride. Future's waiting, don't you hide. Like and subscribe or you don't wanna fall. Catch the vibes, it's a tarot call. Every Sunday we'll be living it right. Mystic moments in the moonlight. Like and subscribe or you don't wanna fall. Catch the vibes, it's a tarot call. Every Sunday we'll be living it right. Mystic moments in the moonlight. What's your sign? What's your tune? Secrets whispered under the moon. Sunday's the time, don't make us wait. Mindy's live, don't hesitate. Feel the magic in the screen. Future visions like a dream. One click changes everything. Sunday nights, let your spirit sing. Like
Oh my god. Okay, it's a mess.
it's a tarot call. Every Sunday we'll be
You're gonna have to bring it forward and everything. 15 seconds. Look at it, look. Oh god. Ah. No. 5 seconds. Okay, reset the timer. Okay, that's better. What?
Just gonna come in like that.
Okay, alright. Hi everyone, welcome to Sunday Lives. We just need that timer off.
Yeah.
We're just readjusting cameras, sorry. Okay, all good? Yeah. Okay, so welcome to Sunday Live Tarot. We're on a little bit earlier today as my cat, my familiar, is here with me giving me some guidance and wisdom. His name's Eddie. Say hi to everyone, Eddie. He likes performing. Okay, so I've got Soulful. How are you, Soulful? Nice to see you here. Higher Consciousness. Faith, how are you? Hi, Mina. How are you? I'm well, thank you. Mariana as well. And Empath Soul. Nice to see you. Chosen One and Kind Heart. Lovely to see you all here today. I hope you're all having a lovely week. It's only just begun, but that's great. All right, so High Consciousness is first in the chat, so I'm going to get started if that's okay. Oh no, sorry, Soulful, you're first actually. So you're next, High Consciousness. So how about we start with Soulful? And we're going to do a reading with how MF is currently feeling towards you. And we've got extra wisdom with Eddie here guiding us today. He's very comfortable sitting on the mat. Okay. Nice to see you too, Soulful. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Okay, shuffle, shuffle. The first shuffle of the day, we get lots of energy into the cards. We have a lovely Sunday morning here in Australia, Victoria. It's nice and sunny and it's about 21 degrees, so beautiful late spring weather here. How is it where you guys are? It's a bit cool. Some of you are Northern Hemisphere. Okay, so how is MF currently feeling towards you? And so when we say currently, when we look at the cards, we're asking for right now. So it's a very specific timing question. So let's see, Soulful, what the cards have for you today. Very, very good, actually. We have some very positive energy. So I think he's got some really positive thoughts towards you today or currently right now. So I have the Three of Cups, which is about unity and togetherness. And I feel like he's reminiscing. So there's thoughts about memories between you two that he has at the moment. So I think that that's really, really positive. I think that despite any of the challenges that you guys might be going through, I think he's really, really reminiscing and connecting to you. So the Page of Pentacles is some kind of a connection to him as a child. I feel like you bring out a childlike nature in him when he thinks about you. But the Nine of Cups is saying that there's a fulfillment aspect to this. So I do feel, and I think I've said this to you before, Soulful, that there is a connection between you that's quite transcendent of space and time. So I really do believe that there is more going on for you guys. And I feel like that with the Nine of Cups, it's that real full positive energy. So I think that there is the possibility of things going in a really, really positive way for you guys. And I feel like the direction that things are going can be really, really, really good. So I think that MF is actually feeling very, very positive. I think he's really reminiscing about you. I think he's thinking about memories. I think he's trying to connect. Yes, you'd broken up, but there's still that connection, and he's pining for you. He is pining for you. I really, really feel that. And I feel that there's things that are broken between you, but things that need to be, I don't know how to put it, but I feel like there's communication aspects that are causing these rifts, and those communication aspects are really, really tricky. So my advice would be to send that positive energy back to MF and just focus your thoughts and your feelings on this. Even if you're journaling, if you're writing down how you're feeling, connect with him that way. Send him positive energy. Think about how things could be. Try to manifest that into being as well. And then I feel like he might be able to come in and connect with you. And yes, I really feel energetically you are still there. You both think of each other every single day. And so that's a really, really tricky aspect, because when you're pining for someone, when you're missing someone, he's feeling the same way, but you just don't know how to bring all of that energy together. But if we work on ourselves in the background and we pull all of that energy in, I think it can be a really positive thing for you both. I really, really do. I hope that's helped, Soulful. Thanks for joining us today. Okay, so we have higher consciousness. Lovely to see you here. Okay, so what are feelings and intentions of the military guy Jay toward you? Let's have a look. Okay, Jay, and we want to know his feelings and intentions towards you. So feelings and intentions can be different depending on what's going on. So sometimes you can have somebody have a feeling that's quite positive, or somebody can have a feeling that's quite negative, but their intentions can be completely different. So if there's been pain or if there's been hurt, sometimes their intentions can be not so great, but if there's been positive interaction, sometimes their intentions can be really, really, really good. Okay. Hey Bethany, yes, sure, you'll be in the line there. You'll be after Mariana. So we have some Facebook people here and YouTube. So if you see that I'm reaching out to somebody in the comments, it'll be usually another platform. But I only keep the two platforms rolling to make it a bit easier. All right, high consciousness. Let's have a look at what Jay is feeling towards you. My cat's decided to do a door scratch at the moment, so he's going to make a bit of noise. He likes to be the center of attention. Okay. So I'm going to go out on a limb here, high consciousness, and I'm going to say that I feel like you two had some kind of synapse of psychic energy over the last bit of time. And so I have the Moon card, which is all about intuition and psychic and kind of that unknown, that subconscious. So I feel like there may have been a dream or some kind of interaction subconsciously around you guys. And I think that perhaps he has had some kind of a dream or some kind of connection to you as well. So the Four of Swords is telling me here that he is having a bit of a rest. He's taking a bit of time out, and I feel like it's probably been a bit of a tricky period for him. And correct me if I'm wrong. Remember, I do a lot of these readings, so it can be a bit tricky for me to remember these. But I do feel like he's taking a break mentally, emotionally from everything. So I feel like he's actually feeling very exhausted in life, not towards you necessarily, but just towards everything. So I feel like he's actually physically either on break, or he's taking a break from the energetics of relationships and things like that at the moment. What I feel is that there is that psychic synapse between you two that keeps happening. It's like a synchronicity. Hi, Dorella. How are you? Next big thing. How you going? Nice to see you. So I think that is what's happening, is the Four of Swords is definitely letting us know that there is a break. He wants to have a break from that connection. It's too intense, if anything, between you two. So I feel like, and you're not on talking terms, yeah, so physically he's pulled himself back, but there are synapses that are happening energetically between you, okay? And those synapses are more deeper, they're more subconscious between the both of you, and that talks about why you keep getting drawn back to his energy. And his intention towards you is that he can't control some of those things that are occurring. So even though he physically removed himself, he is still synapsing, is still connecting to your energy. So again, energy is something that is intangible in many ways, but we can definitely feel its presence. And I definitely feel that with the Moon card being the major arcana card here, that there is definitely, if you're thinking of him, he's thinking of you, and vice versa. So there is definitely that spark that's happening between you all the time. So I want you to know that you're not imagining that. And yes, I do feel so strongly about that. And I want you to grab those moments, if you can, higher consciousness, connect with those. And I feel like you'll be able to definitely feel that there is a connection between you two, and you'll be able to tap into that and ask a question, or tell him what you would like to communicate to him, and he will get that synapse, and that might start or pave the way for you guys to actually open things up again. But I do see that the Four of Swords, I want you to be reassured of this, is a temporary break. It's not forever, okay? So just be assured of that. So it is something that's happening now, but it's necessary for you to find the right timeline. Thank you, High Consciousness, for being here. I really appreciate it. Okay, so next in line, let me just scroll up my chart, is we have Faith. How are you? Are you still with us, Faith? So Faith would like to know what's the current energy of MM for you lately. Okay, so again, current. So when we're doing current energy, we're talking about right now, because it shifts all the time when we have interactions with people. Okay. Okay, no worries, Higher Consciousness. I really love when the cards are clear like that. I really love it. Sometimes when we really want to ask that direct question, it can be really powerful. All right, so Faith, MM, let's have a look. Yes, I am good. Thank you, Faith. I'm doing really well. I had a bit of a back injury last week, so I'm still nursing that a little bit. I do a bit of manipulation work, like massage, remedial massage therapy, and I think I just overdid it a bit last week. So I'm getting old, aren't we all? Okay, Faith, let's have a look. Currently MM towards you. It's really funny when I close my eyes and do these readings, I really get that really strong connection of energy. It's beautiful. Very powerful stuff. Okay. I haven't forgotten you, Bethany, either. You'll be after Mariana. Okay, so these cards, so we got all swords, and swords are about our thoughts a lot of the time. So when we're thinking of swords, we're thinking of the element of air. So remember, our four elements always connect back to our four suits, and they all represent tangible things in our being and in our world around us. So the swords are about air, and it's telling me that there is lots of thinking going on both parts, on both sides of things there, Faith. Oh yes, lavender, thank you. I love lavender, beautiful. It's very calming as well when the nervous system is very heightened. I appreciate that. Yeah, so the Seven of Swords is talking about feeling like something was taken from him. Okay, so he feels as though something was taken from him. I feel that there was this real connection to feeling as though part of his soul was tainted or something was taken. Okay, and I feel like with the Knight of Swords, he's moving into a different direction now, and he's trying to find his way out of a situation. The Eight of Swords in the future is telling me that he feels really, really trapped here. But I'm someone who always believes that no matter how dire something can be, there is always something we can do. There is always something we can choose to do. All right, and the Eight of Swords is telling me that he's not looking at some of the solutions. He's really focusing on the problems. So I feel like he sees you as something that there were problems, definitely. There were things that you struggled with between each other, obviously emotionally and mentally. But I feel like he doesn't know how to proceed. He doesn't know how to move forward with things between you. And so there's that internal struggle that he's going through of anxiety, of feeling trapped, all of those kind of things. And I think that that's the problem with the Eight of Swords here, is that he can't see a way out of his current circumstance. So he's focused on being bogged down. He's focused on feeling stuck. But you are someone that was, I think that he was stolen away from you or something like that. I feel like he was pulled out of the connection between you two. And so there's frustration there for sure. He's not happy with those circumstances. And he does feel like he's not in the place he wants to be. So if that's not with you, Faith, I do apologise that I forget these things, then that's because he's meant to be, he wants to be with you, but he doesn't know how to get there. So his feelings towards you are that he doesn't know how. So there's a struggle. Yeah, is he okay? No, I don't think he is, to be honest, that you're moving on with someone else. I'm going to be really honest. I feel like he feels that he's between a rock and a hard place, but he's also not willing to do anything about it. So you moving on with someone else is confirmation that he missed the boat, or he wasn't able to grab the bull by the horns and actually resolve this situation. But he's not willing to look internally and realise that maybe he did have a choice in this situation. It's a little bit of a victim mentality is what I see here. I'm sorry to put it that way, but I feel like he's got a little bit of that victim mentality and he can't see a way out of that. So that's a bit frustrating as well for you, but you are doing the right thing for yourself. He is going to always enter your heart and mind because you did have a really, really strong connection together, okay? So that can be a real issue. He kept you confused. Yep. And so he did this to himself, but he is feeling upset about it. He doesn't want to lose you, but he doesn't want to work hard to try to keep you. So to me, that's a big problem, isn't it? So your energy, your energetics are worth moving on. But yes, victim mentality, he's not willing to look at himself. So the timing isn't right. You need to keep moving forward, and he's got to learn those lessons. So maybe you're a big part of that dynamic effect of him, that butterfly effect of him learning some lessons about himself. I hope that's helped, Faith. Yes, unfortunately, when you've got a soul connection, they never will leave your mind. But with somebody new, at least you've got another focus and another connection that might develop into something even better. Okay. So I think we had Mina next. How are you going, Mina? And then Mariana and then Bethany. Okay. So lovely to see all of you here. Thanks for being here. Okay, Farhad towards you. Okay. And is that, feelings, thoughts. Yes, okay, feelings and thoughts. So feelings in the tarot are represented by cups energy generally, but they do interact with other suits. So remember that nothing is linear when it comes to spiritual energy. Everything interacts, everything weaves like a tapestry. It's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, so I've got a bit of time still, but I have to be off in about probably 30 to 40 minutes or so. So I've got a few things to do. I'm volunteering for my children's events. They have scouts and girl guides and stuff, so I'm down to help them with some charity stuff. So it'll be a busy afternoon. Okay. For those of you who have children, you'd understand. This time of year gets very hectic. All right. So this is about Farhad towards you, Mina. Okay, so the Fool and Ace of Cups with the Queen of Swords. Okay, so he feels that, yes, Dorella, absolutely, that's fine. You are in line, don't worry. Okay, all right, so Mina, thank you. It will be a good time. So the Fool is all about taking leaps of faith. So I feel as though he has stepped away from something to do with your connection, and he took a big leap of faith with you. You had a really, really positive connection, but then there is another woman, there is another connection there with somebody else. And I feel like that is tainting the situation between you two. Again, correct me if I've lost the information from last time. It's very hard to keep track of everybody's stories. But the Ace of Cups sitting right in the center is telling me that his feelings and thoughts towards you are very, very positive. You are his inspiration. You give him a lot of joy. He misses you. There is a big connection between you two. But there is that, you always see the energy of not her necessarily as a person, but her energy as a collective of two of them together is causing him to feel torn. So I think the Fool is saying that when I see the Fool in love readings, I always feel that it's that spark connection. It's that that kind of fated connection where people just take that leap of faith together and it just flows. And so the energy between you and Farhad is flowing. It's beautiful, but there is that thorn in the side. And I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, Mina, but there is another person that's in his life. So I feel like perhaps they got together, perhaps they started a new relationship and he now doesn't know how to get out of it. I almost get that kind of vibe, like maybe he's married or something like that. But I feel like the connection with the Ace of Cups is that you are always in his soul, in his heart, and he doesn't go a day without thinking of you. You're the spark in his mind. He doesn't really have love feelings towards this other woman. Oh, okay, not in contact. Thinks of you all the time. So yeah, loves you, thinks of you. It's such a shame that we have so much love out there that can't connect. That's really, really hard, because I feel like those barriers there need to come down. I feel like there's ways that can happen, and often it's just miscommunication or misinterpretations or perceptions. But yeah, oh, okay. Yes, I feel like he was forced with the reconciliation here, Mina. I really, really feel that. And I think that was a real problem. Hi, Aisha. How are you going? Nice to see you here. So yeah, I feel that his heart is with you. Okay, his heart is always with you, and I know yours is with him too. But what's going to happen is, over time, he's got some decisions he has to make. Even though he feels that he had to reconnect with his ex-wife, I feel like his heart will always be with you, soul will always be with you. And it's like those tragic love stories we have through human history, you know, Romeo and Juliet, you know, all of those kind of stories. It's that sad feeling of it can't be right now. But there is that love still. That love energy is very, very strong between you two, and you're always in his mind, always in his heart, okay? I hope that's helped you, Mina. Yes, family. Gosh, it's not easy, is it? But he really loves you. He thinks of you every day. Okay, and then we have, thank you for being here. Then we have Mariana. How are you going? Any messages for love? Okay, let's have a look. Hi Anastasia, how you going? Nice to see you here. Yes, you can have a card reading. So you'll be after, so we have a few coming up. So you'll be, yeah, I'll come to you, I promise. I'll just get through my lines. All right, and I'm using, again, we're second week of our new system. We had a few hiccups again today, but it will be good when it works really, really well. So, all right, Mariana and then Bethany. Okay, any messages for love? Let's have a look. Okay, love. It's feeling like a very loving vibe today. There's lots of love connection out there. Lots of people missing and pining for each other. I think that's beautiful though. I think love transcends everything. I really have faith in that. No matter what you're going through, I really believe those feelings, connecting to those feelings, and not, you know, letting them leave your heart sore. Trying to remember the good connection and why you have that with that person. Okay. Okay, Mariana, what messages of love? Lots of new beginnings for you. Lots of decisions coming up, Mariana, for you. So I have the Lovers card, and the Lovers card is often misinterpreted in the tarot as being all about love. It is in some cases, of course, but the Lovers represents the choice of two different ways that you can go about something. So it represents the twins in Gemini, the twins. So often the Lovers is being torn between two different ways you can go about something. It's a really big decision coming up in your life, Mariana. I feel like that can make life a little bit tricky as well. Empath soul, you'll be after Bethany. Yes. So Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Wands are new beginnings for you. So you've got decisions around work, you've got decisions around life, you've got lots of things that you need to make decisions about, and you've got some big change coming up in your life from a practical standpoint. So I feel like there's new beginnings in where you're living, perhaps, where you're working, what you're doing. And I feel like it's all going to bring some real positive energy towards you. These decisions needed to be made for you to be able to find the love that you're seeking. So this is what the universe does for us. It finds connections so that you're able to draw in that energy and you're able to connect with people that you really, really love and care about. So I feel like the Ace of Pentacles is that new change, that new mental aspect in you that you're deciding to make a decision, okay? So I feel like with the Ace of Wands as well, new sparks are flying. Okay, so I don't know if you just met somebody or whether that connection is forthcoming, but I feel like there is some connections about to happen for you. And I feel like it's because you've made a decision to go about things a little bit differently. So instead of doing the same old, I really feel like there's been a click or a spark or a change in you, Mariana, and you're deciding to take the bull by the horns. So I see some real positive energy with that. I feel like that's going to attract in what you desire in terms of your love life. But there's a few ducks that you need to get in a row before that happens, and I feel like that's important that that does occur. So get your ducks in a row, and I think you'll be able to find that love. And you're doing that at the moment. You're doing really well. It's all very positive. And I think that what you're deciding, big decisions, when we spark and we make a choice about our life and we say, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm going to do this, a lot of that attraction, a lot of that good energy comes towards us. And it's kind of like divine timing. We need those synapses to occur in order to be in flow with that divine energy. And you're heading in that direction. So what I see for you with love is new connections, new positivity, but big changes elsewhere in your life too. So it's all going to happen at once. Get ready for the ride, Mariana. It's coming. Okay. So we had Bethany. So Bethany wanted to know, how does he view you and what are his feelings and intentions towards you? Okay, let's check. All right. Sorry, I do have some Facebook guys as well that I'm reading for empaths, but you'll be next. All right, Bethany. So I'm just focusing on your question. How does he view you and what are his feelings and intentions for you? Okay. Perception is a very interesting thing to tap into. It's very hard to read other people's perceptions of us. Very hard to read. And sometimes we imagine it to be completely different to what someone else might think of us. You're so welcome, Mariana. Okay. Okay, Bethany, let's have a look. Okay, so I'm going to go out on a limb here and say to you, Bethany, that I feel like there's lots of healing that's been occurring on both sides. So I feel like he and yourself have been doing some healing in your own ways, in your own lives. Now I've got the 10 of Cups here, and I feel like that is a very, very positive card to see. So even if you guys have gone through a whole lot of stuff together, even if you're worried about some of the, you know, water under the bridge between you two, I feel like the 10 of Cups is telling us that internally he sees you, and he thinks of you as a fulfilling person in his life. He sees you as the one. He sees you as your soulmate. But because of all that healing that you guys have had to do, because there's been a lot of kind of stuff happening in the background, a lot of chaos in your own lives, I feel like it's been very tricky for that to come to fruition for both of you. But the 2 of Cups is a really positive connection, and I feel like you guys, whenever you've connected with each other, whenever you've had pain, whenever you've had struggles, it's always been that underlying current of energy and real flow between you two. And so I see very positive energy here, Bethany. I know it might not feel like that sometimes, but I do. I really feel that the healing that you guys have been doing on either side is actually quite good. It's actually quite positive, and he actually sees hope. He's actually got hope that things can come, you know, to fruition between you, that you can come back together and connect. And I see that being very, very positive. And you've got Cups cards here, which are all about feelings. And I think that he really does feel so positively towards you. And there's just been some misunderstandings and miscommunications, but it's definitely there for you guys. And I think that you really need to communicate better. So the star is all about sharing some of the things that you've been working on in terms of your healing, sharing some of those things together. And I feel like that's one of the most positive things that you can do for each other. So he definitely sees you in a very positive light, and he really wants to connect with you. And I feel like there's been a connection in the past perhaps, and he wants to reconnect with you. And I think that you need to take a leap of faith and see if you can make that happen, even though it can be a little bit nerve-wracking when you've been working on, you know, healing and picking up the pieces from past traumas and stuff like that. Things can only get better from here. Okay, Bethany, I hope that's helped you, but it looks really, really good from my standing here. Really good cards. Lots of healing being done. Lots of healing being done. Okay, so now we have Empath Soul. How are you? All right, let's jump on there. And then we have Next Big Thing coming in. Oh no, sorry, Kind Heart, then next Big Thing, sorry. How does L view you presently? Okay, did you say L? Sorry, I'm trying to move that across a bit. How does F view you personally? Okay, now I can see my chat better. I was just cutting off that edge there a little bit. We will be much improved each time we do this, guys. We're learning a new software. Okay. Oh, can you please pull that back up? Sorry, my husband came in and decided to mess around with my chat. Now I can't see what I'm doing, but we'll get there. Let me go up. Empath. How does F view you presently? Okay. And then I have Kind Heart as well. And then we have, yep, all right. Yeah, I've probably got enough to do about 3 or 4 more. I'll do my best to get to everyone, but I'm on every Sunday, apart from a couple when I've got a few things on. But I try to be here every week. It's good fun. All right, presently. How does he view you presently? Let's have a look. Okay, so I see, I've got the King of Swords in the middle here, Empath. So I don't know whether F is actually trying to perceive something differently about you, that there's another connection with another male. But I do see that he's perceiving things from his perspective, or the way he's looking at the world, as though there is some kind of a connection between you and somebody else, even if it's somebody from your past. So I feel like that bothers him and that causes him a little bit of distress. I think that the Four of Wands is a really positive card to have because it's talking about a happy home. And I think that that's all he wants, is a happy home, a happy connection that way. But there is definitely that King of Swords sitting right in the middle. And I think that that's his perception, is that perhaps he thinks that you have feelings towards somebody else, or perhaps he thinks that you're still connected to somebody from your past, and that's making him struggle to perceive things from a positive perspective. But I do see with the Four of Wands that he sees you in his future. That's what he can kind of visualize, but it's just that sitting there, that man there. And the Page of Wands is, I don't know whether you have a child to someone else, or whether you have a child together, or there is a child somewhere there, or whether he has a child, but I see a page, like a child, in this reading. And the Four of Wands is telling me that, okay, yes, you do have to move forward, and that's why he's struggling to see. But he did see you as a connection. He did see you as marriage material. He still views you that way with the Four of Wands there. But you still think of him all the time. You still think of each other all the time, despite your current circumstances. And I think that your ex-husband is showing some of those old habits and things. And I can see some of his stoic behaviours becoming a little bit of a tricky situation for you, empath. And okay, yep, so children. I did see children being a part of this decision-making process for you both. Even though I did see marriage and joy and happiness for you in your future together, there's so much that you guys brought into the relationship that you struggled, obviously with kids involved, to be able to make something of this. But I feel like your current husband now is also reconciling with your ex-husband. He is showing some of those old traits again, and it's causing you to feel a little bit like you'll jump from the fat to the fire, so to speak. But I feel like at the end of the day, the reason why you're asking and connecting with him is because you still have feelings for him. And yes, you had to move on, and yes, you've got to make decisions for your own future. I totally see that. But that doesn't mean that that's not that connection for you in the future either, because I do see that. I see that perhaps there'll be some kind of a positive outcome with this later on. But yes, your current husband that you're reconnected with, lots that he needs to work on. And I'm sorry that that's coming through. And I think that's only going to be more challenging as time goes on, unfortunately. But I have to call it how it is. But I think you knew that. And yes, you do have feelings for him still. And that's why, these connections and feelings, a lot of that is beyond our control. We can't choose often who we love. Sometimes we have to let it go because it's not fitting the current timeline or the current circumstances. But if we let it go, it means that they're able to come back to us sometimes in different ways, and sometimes different timelines as well. No worries, empath. Thanks for being here. I really hope that's clarified a few things. It probably doesn't make it much easier for you though. Okay, I think I had Kind Heart next. And then I do have you in there, Dorella and Anastasia. Yep, Kind Heart is next. How the Pisces guy feels towards you. And I did have Seb, next big thing after Kind Heart, and then Anastasia, and then Dorella. How's that sound? And then I'll have to pack up, guys. All right. So Kind Heart wants to know how the Pisces guy feels about you. Do you know what? I feel like Pisces guys often change their moods like their underwear sometimes. It's very interesting. Okay. All right. Hi, Anne. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us. My husband's trying to talk while I'm reading.
You can't really see that.
No, it's all right. I've got the phone next to me. Now let me finish my readings. Get out. Okay. Sorry. We've been married a long time, so we just do our banter between each other. All right. So I'm just scrolling through. Kind heart, Pisces. Oh, losing cards here today. All right. Okay, so kind heart, I've got a couple of people in your life. So I've got a couple of masculine energies around you. So I feel like things are often confusing to this Pisces fella because I think that there is some other guys around you. So there are some other energies around you. And I think that he doesn't know where he stands in the whole picture of this, but he's also not very forthcoming with his communication either. So he's not being very forthcoming in what his feelings are either. So they like to play a little bit. So Pisces men can be a little bit frivolous, they can have a little bit of fun, but it is very, very easy for their egos to get bruised. They're very, very sensitive and childlike sometimes. So they internalize a lot, but they're very emotional. They're water signs, so they're like the fish. They can often go off on a different tangent and they can, you know, look at the world from a different lens. Yes, you have options. It's not a bad place to be, kind heart, but it can be very frustrating as well. But you keep coming back to this Pisces guy, and that's because he's alluring with his sense of confidence and his sense of self. But I feel as though he is not going to give you any clues while he doesn't have any from you. So he's only going to keep being wishy-washy until he knows that there is a definite outcome for him. So I think that that's the big positive thing. And I think that that's what's going to shift things here, is that if you are able to be a little bit more clear on what you're looking for in terms of a connection. I feel like you also both are a bit scared of being vulnerable because you don't want to have that hurt from past hurts. You know, you've had a lot of heartache in the past, and I think that that's been a little bit of a problem. But I'm going to jump in and say that there is a Pentacles there, so earth sign, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn male, and I feel like there's a connection there as well. So don't ignore or overlook that one, because that is quite powerful and that can enrich and become quite developed over time as well. So I don't know if that makes sense to you, kind heart, but I feel like I'm drawn straight to that earth energy. And the tricky thing about reading zodiac when you do tarot cards with the elements is that somebody's chart has 12 houses and you have planets all in those different houses and those aspects. So someone who might be a sun sign, a Pisces sun sign, say for example, might have a lot of earth in their chart, for example. Oh, okay, you had to go back to the guy. Yep, all right. Yes, Pisces they can be frivolous, they can be hurtful, and they will serve their own ends. They will look after themselves first, very much so. But there is a Pentacles guy, and I feel like that connection, if the guy that you had to go back to with your family, I feel like that has the potential to develop into something quite positive. So don't overlook that connection, okay? Don't overlook what that means for you both, and try to work on that communication there as well. Because I feel like when we're feeling forced or we're feeling like we're dragged into a situation, it can make us feel very doubtful about where that's going. But I feel like there is some potential for that relationship to develop for you, kind heart, as well. But yes, Pisces energy, very confusing, and you keep getting drawn back into that. I completely see that. But he's only going to be serving his own ends. So just watch out for that. He's, you know, that compassion for others, unless he's getting something out of the situation too, it's just not going to be there. All right, nice to have you here, kind heart. Thank you. Yes, I think it's going to develop into something better than you can imagine at the moment, kind heart. It will get better. I hope that's helped you. All right, so jumping in order, we had next big thing, hello. And then I have Anastasia. Did M share the post on LinkedIn for me to see his feelings, please? Okay, let's have a look. Okay. Okay, so did M share the post on LinkedIn for you to see? And what are his feelings? Okay, there he is. Next big thing, there he is. Okay, so I'm going to jump straight to the Three of Cups. And I'm going to say to you that I think that the Three of Cups is telling me that he wants people to be aware of where things stand for him. So yes, you already tapped into that energy. You already knew that he shared that post deliberately to try to get you to see it, of course. The Five of Cups, I'm going to be really real with you. Next big thing is that you felt very hurt by it. So there were elements of that post that really hit home, that really, really got to you and really, really, really affected you. So I feel as though that was a big, big struggle in terms of things emotionally, but you know. So you're more powerful than you think you are, next big thing. When you get a connection like that, you know you've got to trust your intuition. You know exactly when he's out to, try to get to you. And why does he want to get to you? That's always the other question that I would have in my mind, is he wants to get to you because he wants you to see him. He wants you to think about him. Okay, and that's where things get a little bit tricky, because he's actually trying to affect you. And unless he cares about you, why would he bother doing that? So the Five of Cups means perhaps something you did as well, or something you said might have affected him, maybe unwillingly. Like it feels like perhaps you weren't deliberately trying to hurt him, but I feel like there's a bit of game playing going on between you where there's been a bit of hurt and pain. And so now I feel like it's that way of trying to get back at each other in some way. And I think that that's been a really, really tricky situation for you. But he's very contemplative on how he does things. I've got really strong earth energy around this. And I feel like that's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But I feel like there is definitely some positivity to come out of this. So I feel like things that have been very hurtful, that have been very painful, will possibly become better for you later on. I feel like you've got good support systems in place. There's like people around you that really care about you. And so draw on that support. And look, I'm going to say it, but I feel like the best way to eliminate yourself from this energy is to unfollow some of his pages. So that's really, really tricky. Yeah, as sneaky ways to view each other's posts. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that it's become this like tit for tat type thing. But I do feel that you're better off just blocking out of this, just getting away from this energy, because it's just going to keep going in a circle and you're both going to keep getting hurt by some of the things that come up. If you love someone enough, let them go. All right, and there is love connection between you two, even though there's a lot of animosity and stress. But I would actually release him and I would actually get away from it and have a little bit of a detox from all of his socials for a little bit, because it's only bringing you more heartache. I hope that's helped, next big thing. I'm sorry if it wasn't the nicest reading, but it's the most honest one that I can give you. All right, Anastasia. Anastasia has asked, whatever I can get about the connection, about the guy you're seeing towards you. Does he have plans, feelings for you that are hidden? Okay. Cool. All right. Thank you, Anne. Thank you. I have seen you there, yes. And I will fit you in. Can't hear you. Can't see the name. It's too small. Sorry, my husband's trying to interact with me. It's very distracting. All right. Can I just concentrate on the reading? Is that all right? Okay, Anastasia. So, connection about the guy you're seeing towards you. So we're working on a new system and he's trying to communicate to me, and I'm like, I just want to do the readings. I need to be in tune. Okay. I don't know how to pronounce that, what you've just said. Thank you. Sorry. Really sorry. Okay. All right. Who's the other woman? Anastasia is what I would say there. And I don't want to throw spanners in the works, but I need to say that. Who is the other woman? So we've got the Nine of Cups there next to another woman, and the Ace of Swords means some truth might come to the surface around this. So I'm sorry to put that there, but I know that that can be a little bit tricky as well. But I do feel that there is definitely somebody else in his thoughts, in his kind of repertoire. So I think that there's something going on there, and it doesn't mean physically. I don't have the devil card or anything like that, but it's definitely emotionally, okay? And I think that that is a bit of a problem. He hasn't revealed necessarily a lot about that past connection. I feel like it is a past connection with her. And I think that that can be a bit of a spanner in the works too, where he just feels like he's distracted a little bit. And that timing, I always feel like sometimes when I was shuffling for you and I got that distraction going on, that's kind of like how I feel about that as well. So I think that the biggest thing is definitely that connection between you two is very positive. You have lots of love together, and the Nine of Cups is like everything you could ever want in a person. There's so much joy between you two. There is a potential for this to really take off and you really to be connected for a long time, but he just needs to sort out some of the skeletons in his closet, and I feel like perhaps some of those will come to the surface as time goes on. So the Ace of Swords is cutting through the bullshit. And so I think that it's time to have a candid discussion with him and decide whether you want to bring this to the surface. But the Ace of Swords' advice is saying that he definitely has some information to share. So that would be a big revealing energy that comes up for you in the future. But it's not anything that can't be dealt with. So I want you to be aware of that too. This can be dealt with. I do promise you that. So definitely tackle this. This is worth fighting for. You guys have such a great connection, and I think that it's going to be very positive for you in the future. It's just about communication, and swords are often about our mental picture and our communication as well. So that's a big one. All right, I hope that's helped you, Anastasia. All right, so I have room for just one more, and I'm going to have a look through the chat here. I'm sorry. Yeah, Anne, I think was next, right? Oh, Dorella was there, but Dorella, I probably have Anne before you. I'm so sorry, on Facebook. So come back next week for me, Dorella, if that's okay. I'll have more time next week. Okay. So Anne, I'm going to do a quick one for yourself. Is there a future together ahead for you and Mike? Okay. Is there commitment coming, like engagement or marriage? Okay. Thank you guys for your understanding. I do have to go after this one. I've got a big afternoon ahead of me. But I definitely will be on next week, and next Sunday is pretty clear for me. So I should be able to stay on and get through as many as I can next week. So I really appreciate your patience. And I'll try to get on at a similar time, because I feel like this is a good time to be on live, because everybody's kind of, you know, it's the evening in the Northern Hemisphere, and it's a nice time to be on in Australia too. All right, and let's have a look for you. And I do appreciate all of your likes and subs and donations too. Thank you, everybody. Okay. All right, so I'm going to say the Page of Swords is like a message coming forth. So it's about information coming forth towards you. I feel like the Ace of Pentacles is an offering. So I feel like that's a ring or something offering to you. That's a tangible gift of some type. I think that that's going to be quite secretive and you're not going to see it coming. And I think that's really exciting. Surprises are very positive. So when I see the Seven of Swords, it's often misconstrued as always being a sneaky bad card, but sometimes it can be that somebody's planning to reward you in a very positive way. And when I see this as an outcome, I really think that there is a surprise coming your way. And I think it's going to be a very, very positive time for you, Anne, because you deserve this connection. So I think that it's been a long time coming. I feel like you feel a little bit drawn out by what's been going on. You feel like maybe there's no clarity around your future together. But I'm going to say that I think that there is a change around that coming. So I want you to be excited for this, but try not to preempt what it might be. And I get the feeling that perhaps you're going to be somebody who is not necessarily great with surprises, but I feel like there is definitely, it's going to be a good one. So let it be. Just throw caution to the wind and let it be, because it will be very positive and very shortly too. So I've got number 7. So, you know, within the next 7 weeks, 7 months, I feel like it's going to happen for you. But I've got a real strong connection around a gift for you and a surprise at that. So when planning is being done in the background, it could seem like there's elusive stuff going on, but it's not elusive. It's actually happening because there is that wanting of you to be surprised. And you're somebody who knows almost everything. You're in touch with everything. You see everything. You're aware of everything. So you're very tricky to surprise in. So he's working very hard to make this happen for you. So look forward to that. It's definitely coming for you in the future. I hope that's helped you. Okay. You're so welcome. All right, well, thanks for being here, guys. I look forward to catching up with you next week. I really, really appreciate having you all here with me. It's just such a wonderful vibe, isn't it? Such a great connection. All right, I'll sign off, but I'll catch up with you all next week. Have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for being here.